Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review, Daredevil Season 3, Episode 7, The Aftermath. And wow, okay, they did break form a little bit in this episode because I found this episode extremely fucking awesome. And this is another really great episode of Daredevil. We didn't get any Poindexter in this particular episode, but we did not need him. This is Matt kind of figuring out what happened. We get a back to Melvin, the suit creators in this episode. Karen and Foggy were not annoying at times in this episode. I mean, Karen saves it at the end there, but Foggy especially, I really liked in this episode. When I mean she saved it, she became annoying again at the end. I liked her in the scene in the office when she was being interviewed and kind of fucking with her shirt sleeve and being like, "What the fuck's your problem? If you weren't an idiot and let Fisk out and weren't a fucking moron," I kind of liked her in that scene. But then they flashed her again and she's crying. And Joe said something right as we were starting. You speculate that maybe Foggy's girl is working for Fisk too.
Doesn't she seem so far out of his league? And like either she's a horrible actress or the concern is fake.
I don't know if both things are mutually exclusive, Joe, but I do like how this is just another one of those episodes, like the last episode. They're almost transitional episodes to get to the point where Fisk just owns everything, where Fisk is in full control again. It opens up with him with the whole row of suits. He goes into his basement. We see that he's spying on them. And we just realize that as much control as we may think Fisk has, he has even more. It's at a different level.
Yeah, he's got that whole room he's got set up his little safe room.
Yeah, he knows exactly how to do it. And I guess the other aspect of this episode that is the big transitional thing or something sort of starting to happen is with the FBI agent Nadeem, as he starts to put together in this episode that Fisk has been fist fucking him this whole time. And I thought that was done reasonably well too. That character continues to be a little bit of a surprise for me this season, not my bullseye as people are.
My take on this episode is, and I think it's because of the way we're watching it, we're essentially taking 2 episodes at a time and doing them like a weekly thing or every couple of days. So they have been doing like setup episodes, exposition episodes, followed by like action-packed episodes. There's a little action in these exposition episodes too, but I find them when we watch this like this, that's a boring episode for me, because I know I'm not going to go roll right into the next one. If I'm looking at it like a 2-hour feature film, that's the good setup to a movie for the action payoff in next episode.
Right. You feel like in the context of the way we're doing this, you're watching the first act of something and not getting the payoff.
Right. In a lot of the way these are written. And it's not to say that it's bad. I think it's written extremely well. And these episodes that you've heard me say were kind of on the boring side wouldn't necessarily be boring if I was binge watching straight through this. I would be burning right into the next episode. That 45-50 minutes would have gone really kind of quickly in my mind, because I'd be almost done with the next episode.
I think I agree with you with some of the other ones, but for me, this episode broke that a little bit, because I feel like there was some story progression. But I hear you that it's the lead up to that escalation.
Right.
And I like how we've had a couple of peaks this season. One, we had the peak with the prison situation, and then we've had a couple of other peaks poking through. And we're getting towards another one as we're leading towards another confrontation with Bullseye, or that actual confrontation between Fisk and Daredevil that's coming. You know it's coming. I also, in this episode, I guess we're not done with the Matt Murdock having Wilson Fisk flashes in his head, which I know is some of your favorite stuff, where he's having fever dreams, so to say. But I think, okay, it's interesting, because what do you do when you want to have a character? Because in a comic book or a graphic novel, you can really dictate monologuing or dictate characters having inner thoughts pretty easily just from speech bubbles or different associations of speech bubbles to show that they're talking to someone, showing that they're not talking to somebody. In a television show or a movie,
it's harder to do without the visualization.
It is. Or some people try to do it with words, but I don't think it would work in this context. I think when we have shows like, say, we'll pull one out of nowhere, The Walking Dead, which can use it to mask bad storytelling, to create something that with the illusion of being deeper than it is, like a small dick person that wants to put on one of those cock extenders. It's not real. It's not an actual body part. With Daredevil, I feel, in my mind anyways, that even if these things aren't your cup of tea, it makes sense to the character because Matt needs to have that inner voice of religion constantly there, and to have it visualized as Fisk, I don't mind that.
And exactly. He's a rogue loner right now. He's going through a lot of personal shit. So this inner dialogue that he keeps going with his inner Fisk, I guess you would call it, isn't necessarily off-putting. They don't overdo it. I think there was only one scene in this episode where he was talking with the Fisk.
Right. They're not doing it in every episode. They're popping it in sometimes.
Which goes along right with what the parole officer said to him. You know, you guys are the same person.
Yep.
You're cut from the same. That's why it's his inner Fisk, you know.
And what else do we get in this episode? We got Matt in a couple of awesome fight type situations.
Just one with really.
And then the FBI. We got him versus.
He didn't fight the FBI guy. He just kind of like turned him around and.
Oh no, I'm talking about the agents. I mean, I guess the agents in Melvin was all part of the same scene.
The same fight, yeah.
So we did get one scene. And again, in this fight, there were moments of it that I started thinking about Jackie Chan fights. I don't know if it's just a way that some of the action's being directed, but the way he's on his back, the way I'm repeating.
Again, it's the use of environment and not just the fist to fist. It's they use the pallets, but they use Matt Murdock uses the darkness in the scene to kind of, you know, disappear during their catching the other guy. So they use a lot of environmental objects in their fight scenes. Matt Murdock does a lot of fighting from the ground. He doesn't have to get up every time he wants to throw a punch. If he's on the ground, he's got the leverage and he can make a strike. He does. And he does it with his feet and he does it with his hands. And I think that's excellent work.
Yeah. And again, I was remarking while I was watching this on something that you rail on all the time. The lack, or not that you rail on this, you rail on shows that don't make good use of this. The lack of shaky cam in these fight sequences, even for just a moment, is so rewarding. It's so relaxing because it makes you feel not tense and not. And I know, and I'm saying that we've had this argument before. No reason to rehash it completely. I think shaky cam, you'd be fine if shaky cam was never used ever again. I think in some cases, it just like any effect, like that Matrix time slowing effect, some things
it has its place. Like if your car falls off a cliff and you want to do point of view from the person inside the car and your cam is all shaky, or you want to do like what it's like to be in the car and the cam shakes the whole way down, or just doesn't, like, you don't do a wide shot of the car going down a cliff, but you do, like, there are places for shaky cam. Like there's
not on Daredevil in the middle of fights, and they don't fucking
fight scenes. It's not a good. I want to be able to see the fight. The shaky cam takes the fight away. It becomes the action instead of the action on screen, and it's not a good technique when you're filming fighting, as far as I'm concerned.
I agree. I think it's just a mask for bad choreography. Correct. So let's zip through here a little bit so we can touch on any points we missed. Kingpin is a challenge. Yep, he's coming home. Matt is pissed that Fisk had someone to kill, but Matt's right here. Fisk is waiting for him. Yeah, I love the scene. Okay, this is what I want to talk about. I'm glad I read that. I love the nun. As much as I am a big Rosario Dawson fan, this nun in this position in this season is definitely adding to the quality aspect of it. I was a little played out on Rosario.
Oh God,
I could see Rosario all the time, but I just mean as a character, her doing the same thing every season in one of these shows. Or
you're gonna get yourself killed. Why do you always come to me to patch you up? Oh my God, I think I'll help you.
I love that the nun is kind of embracing her job, and she's also not saying I'm right about everything. I like the admission of, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is a crazy situation. I usually give people advice about leaving their husbands or wives. You're coming in here covered in blood, dealing with Wilson Fisk and people's life. Like, what the shit am I dealing with here? And I like how it's real. It feels a little bit more like a genuine relationship, and you can see the history they have, and she seems like a real person. I fucking
the
love
Catholics have always had soldiers and warriors and fighters that have worked for the church and in the church and through the church. So this isn't necessarily, if she believes him to be one of God's warriors, this is completely something that's in her, wheelhouse to convalesce him and get him back out to who he believes he is. So
Joe,
I ain't drinking this one.
I know we're not drinking this one. We'll owe Timo some drinks, but
It's Timo's Ready Tonight.
we've got Timo here early this morning. Love to see Timo in the live motherfucking chat. Great to see Timo back, who gave us a $30 super chat donation. Holy shit. I missed you, crazy guy. Sorry I couldn't give more. I feel like I owe you more. You don't owe me shit, Timo, but we appreciate it. Cannot say enough thanks for all the ways you've helped the channel out, and you are a friggin' icon around here. Yeah. We love you, Timo, and but of course we graciously accept with huge smiles on our face and owe you 3 spins of the wheel. What the fuck are you doing up before 10 a.m.? I got a long, crazy day, and we want to get our 2 in early. It's like doing a few, working out before you get up, or drinking before you get out of bed, or something like that. Spin the wheel for Timo.
We got to spin this wheel and wrap this up so we can get to that next episode.
Okay, yes. So let's go zippity doo dah zippity. And Matt is pissed. Fisk gets someone killed. Karen and Foggy. It's like, that's not Daredevil. I know the Daredevil dude. That's just some fat dude in a red suit. Is every fat? I love this line. Is every fat red dude in a red suit Santa Claus?
Yeah, fat dude with a white beard and a red suit saying, "If they're dropping trees down my chimney under the presents, then yes." Wait.
Holy shit, Joe already
presents under the trees and climbing down my chimney or some shit. Yeah.
If someone's climbing up my chimney, I know I'll call him Santa Claus if he wants to. We got Mike, who has Joe already finished his paper route this morning.
Oh yeah,
still out the podcast. Holy crap. Echo, no, it's been one hell of a shitty at Timo. Lovely to see you again. I understand you've been busy with work. Hope to get to see you back when Game of Thrones gets back. No, it's been one hell of a shitty year. But Timo is back, and Game of Thrones is coming back. Love to see Timo. The best, one of the best. Look at that little Timo. It's great to see her face back in the live motherfucking chat. Okay, Joe, I don't know if there's anything else to really talk about this episode. I think we hit pretty much up. We can go through.
Fisk is awesome. Daredevil's badass.
Yeah, Fisk is awesome. Can we just have our 2-second awe fest of Vincent D'Onofrio for a few seconds? Holy shit. Vincent D'Onofrio just is
so good.
So fucking good, dude. Is he the best part of the show?
If it's not him, it's the action.
Yeah, it's. I mean, as much as Charlie,
the choreography is the best part of the show.
As much as Charlie Big Cox is like great in this show too, it's. I think if we had to give a MVP acting award to this season so far, it definitely goes to Wilson Fisk. But I'm not sure if the LVP, if we took Karen out of the equation for LVP of the season, I don't know if we'd have one. I think Foggy's coming to play. I like Karen more than I have in 4 seasons of seeing her in a show, for whatever that's worth. I like her better than season 1 Karen. I like her better than season 2 Karen. I like her better than Punisher Karen. I like her better than Defenders Karen.
It's all the same awful Karen.
Holy shit, a $5 super chat donation from Mel too. Good morning, Phil and Joe. Spin the fucking wheel. So what Joe and I are going to do right now is we're going to cut this stream off right now. We hate to do that as everyone's starting to show up, but what we're going to do is watch the next episode of Daredevil, episode 8, and then come back and do one more podcast. So if you guys, wherever you guys are, please come and join us. We'll probably be back in about an hour, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna end this right now as say one more love to Timo, and let's just end things out one more time on She's Back, the theme song. Let's play this shit, and everyone make sure you send some love to Miss Timo, and welcome back, Timo.
Welcome back, Timo.
It's Timo's Ready Tonight.
And we'll be back in an hour.
Fuck Sansa, fuck Sansa, fuck Sansa, fuck Sansa. It's Timo's Ready Tonight. It's Timo's Ready Tonight. It's T-Bo's regular night. It's T-Bo's regular night. It's T-Bo's regular night. It's T-Bo's regular night. It's the regular night.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.